All right, and here are my mid-season uh, predictions. Um, so I'm going to tell you what I think about. Earlier in this season, before the season started, I talked about what I thought was going to happen. Obviously, things don't go as you think. So I now going to do mid-season. Excuse me. I'm now going to do mid-season predictions. I know technically a week late and a game late, but it's close enough. It's not that much of a difference. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I think about what's gonna happen at the end of the season, where the predictions are what's gonna happen in the standings, division wise, and then the seeding. So I'll start with the AFC. Go through those divisions, then talk about that seeding, then the NFC. Do the same thing. All right. All right, let's get started. So, first we have the AFC East. My predictions in the beginning of the season were Bills, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins. Not too bad, but not great. Right now, the standings are Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, Jets. Patriots with 3-game lead. And then we got, well, maybe like 2.5 technically. But because they just played last night. So yeah. Patriots 2.5-game lead over Bills, and they're looking strong. They look like they're gonna win that division. So with that being said, I'm gonna go through each one and tell you why I picked those teams. All right. First off, we have the Patriots. Like I said, they're strong. They're going to win that division. Drake May's playing lights out, MVP candidate, and yeah, I mean, I just don't see them slowing down. Unfortunately, Patriots are back. It looks like they have a good running back, good coach, good QB. Yes, their wins aren't strong, as you say. It's not. They don't have a strong schedule, or at least up to this point, they didn't have any like tough wins or whatever. But they beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins beat the Bills. So yeah, I think they beat the Bills too. So yeah, that is why I'm picking the Patriots first. Second, we have the Bills. I think the Bills are still a good team. You know, um, they lost to Patriots. Nope, Dolphins. That's what I was going to say. Well, I think they did lose Patriots, but the Dolphins, which kind of hurt them in the standings a little bit. And then I think another bad team beat them. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go back. Um, yeah, I think they beat the Chiefs. That was a good one. Um, and they obviously beat the Ravens in the beginning of the year. First game, that was a good win at the time. So, I mean, Bills are looking good. They're not as good as the Patriots, but they're doing pretty good, and that's why I'm picking them second. So, number 3 and third place. This one is a toss-up because I think the Dolphins and Jets, either one of them can come in third. The Dolphins won. Yeah, like I keep saying, they beat the Bills. They beat the Jets, and I don't know who else they beat. But the Jets now they won They won two straight, and then last night they lost, but that was kind of expected. Like I said, Patriots going strong. So yeah, I'm thinking. I picked the Dolphins. I think I'm going to stick with the Dolphins and the Jets just because I believe that the Dolphins are going to have a little bit of advantage when it comes to beating teams that they shouldn't be. Should be. What the hell's going on? All right. Anyway, I don't know if it's the light. My mouth looks weird. I'm sorry. Anyway. All right. Hold on. Let me get this back set. Set this back up. All right. So, yeah. So Dolphins and then Jets, just because I do think Dolphins are a little bit of a better team. Although in the beginning of the year I did say Jets than Dolphins, but I'm gonna have to go with Dolphins Jets. So, yeah, Jets. Good job on your 2 wins. Might be all you get this year, but you never know. I didn't really look at your schedule. I know I could pull it up, but I don't feel like it. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Dolphins. Dolphins over Jets. So, with that being said, AFC East will be Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, Jets. Next, we have the AFC North. Now, I had Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns. Current standings are Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, Browns. However, I think Ravens are still going to be the Ravens are still going to end up being in first, only because they've been playing better. Steelers have not been playing better, and Bengals are getting Joe Burrow back this week, but I don't know. I feel like, honestly, not that I want this to happen, but I think he's going to get hurt again. I mean, also, even if he does play good, their defense is horrible. I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if the Browns ended up beating them coming third, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Browns their offense just sucks too bad that I think the Bengals can overcome a bad defense. I don't think the Browns can overcome a bad offense. And that's what it comes down to. So, for me, Ravens, going with the Ravens, been playing better. I don't want to say they've been playing lights out, but they definitely have been playing. Although they play the Browns this week, so let's see how that works. If they, division games are usually tough, but let's see if they can blow them out or if it's going to be close. And then I got Steelers. My predictions are the same as it was, so it's going to be Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, and Browns. So like I said, Bengals again, they'll be able to overcome a couple games that are defense maybe struggle, but overall I don't see them passing the Steelers or the Ravens. And the Browns are just the Browns, Yeah, that's pretty much it about the AFC North. I got Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, but yeah. So I don't really have much to say about that. I think it's just a weird division because when I originally picked the Bengals to come in third, which they're I think again probably going to come in third, is I expected Joe Burrow to get hurt because of that O-line, and that is the reason why the Bengals are just Joe Burrow's a good quarterback, just doesn't have the O-line. And then we got the Browns. That's all I gotta say about the Browns. They get the Browns. The Browns are browning. So yeah, Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns. Here is the AFC South, and here is the biggest surprise of them all: the Colts. Freaking Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones. So I picked the Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Titans, beginning of the year. Now I'm going to go with Colts, Jaguars, Texans, Titans. Colts, last game, was it last week that Daniel Jones had? Who they play last week? Okay, I'm going to look this up. Hold on a second. Looking it up. Where the hell do I go? Good scores. There we go. I don't remember who they played. Oh no, they won last week. That's right. They beat the Falcons last week. So last week it was okay. Last week they did what they were supposed to do. Well, that was close. That was the Berlin game. So week 9 is probably where they got blown out. And again, I can't remember who it was. Colts. Oh, it was a Steelers. Okay, so it ended up being 27-20, but it wasn't as close of a game as it seems. The scoreboard does not show it. So yeah, Daniel Jones had, I think, 4 turnovers that game, something like that. And yeah, so he definitely didn't do good that game. Daniel Jones could be MVP candidate, but I think that game's going to hurt him. What the hell? Go back. There we go. All right. So, yeah, the Steelers. Yep. They like to win those stupid games. So, Steelers, they always win against teams they shouldn't. So, Colts are looking great. Sorry about that. Colts are looking great, and everyone else in the division is not. The Jaguars were looking okay. I had them coming in second, but they just lost to the Texans. No, I'm going to keep it my second. I was thinking about putting the Texans over Jaguars, but I think it's going to be Jaguars, Texans. So right now, it is Colts, Jaguars, Texans, Titans in the current standings, and that's what it's going to end up being, I think. Although wouldn't be surprised if Jaguars and Texans flipped. But right now I'm going with Jaguars, Texans, Titans. Jaguars are just, I don't know. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence doesn't seem to be as good as they probably hope to be. He has flashes. Sometimes you think, okay, maybe he's a good quarterback, but then other times you're like, okay, well, maybe he's just okay. And I think overall he's just not going to be. Maybe it's the system, maybe it's the coaches, but he doesn't seem to be the guy. And then Texans, C.J. Stroud, I think he's hurt now, but I don't think he was doing that good either. Jesus Christ. I don't think he's that good now, I don't think he was doing that good in the beginning of the season anyway. I think he's kind of taken he had that one good year and then he kind of fell off. But we'll see if he bounces back. I don't know when he's supposed to come back. I think this season he comes back, but not sure when. Although if he does come back, that might help them beat the Jaguars. But I'm still sticking with the Jaguars at second. So yeah, Jaguars second, Texans third, and then we got the Titans. First head coaching player of the season. You know, Brian Callahan. He's been got the can. He now they have a different interim coach who still has not been doing better. Cam Ward. I mean, he's not looking good either. Cam Ward is. Oh yeah, the Jaguars too. Oh, I forgot. Travis Hunter is out for the season. You know what? I'm switching it. It's gonna be Texans, then Jags. There we go. That's it. I'm going with that. So it's gonna be the Texans, then Jaguars. I forgot Travis Hunter is out for the season. I think so. Going back to the Jaguars, Travis Hunter, I think he should stick with one position, like one. Yeah, it's not a college where you can play both. It's very more physically demanding in the NFL, as I would know. But I just obviously it's taken. It might be a coincidence, but I also think that probably has something to do with him taking a toll on him, playing both wide receiver and cornerback. So I think he should play one or the other. And honestly, I don't know which is better for him. The Jaguars need both, so whatever they think they can pick. I mean, it seems like wide receivers are easier to pick up in a way, but I don't know. That's tough. That's I think he needs to pick one position, and then so yeah, going back to the Titans. Yeah, they just Cam Ward isn't that guy. He's not that guy. At least not this year. He needs a better coach, maybe. Maybe that will help, but right now he's not looking like that number one pick that they hoped. So, Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Titans. Right now it's Jaguars, Texans. For Jaguars over the Texans in the standings, so I think that's just going to flip. All right, next we have the AFC West. Let me scroll down here. I'm using technology today. So right now it's Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders. Don't know why I rolled my R there. But in the beginning there, I had Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. I had Chiefs and Broncos flipped from what they are now. But I think it's going to be... So Broncos are going to be first. So Broncos, that's not going to change from... What the hell? Sorry about that voice crack. All right. So... Damn, what was I at? Oh, Broncos are going to be first. They've been playing lights out. I think they're... I keep saying lights out, but pretty much good. You know, the top three AFC teams: Colts, Patriots, Broncos. No one expected it. Well, I will say, Broncos aren't that big of a surprise as far as the Patriots and Colts are definitely. Colts are like they just came out of nowhere. Daniel Jones. I mean, who thought? You know. So yeah, so Broncos. Then I have the Chiefs. Now hear me out. The Chargers tend to choke. Okay? I feel like they're going to choke later in the season. I feel like the Chiefs can end up taking that number 2 spot in the standings, in the AFC West standings. I think the Chargers are going to fall to third. And then I think it's going to be the Raiders in last. So the Raiders. So yeah, Chiefs. We talked. I mean, Chiefs are just they've been playing better. You know, they did lose to the Bills recently, but Bills are a good team. They always seem to lose to them in the regular season, then beat them in the playoffs. That's how it works. Unfortunately. Who said that? I didn't say that. So 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 stupid. So we got Chiefs. Yeah, Chargers. I said they got a good they got a good team. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. You know, they had a chance. They still have a chance, but I thought they had a chance to really take over that division. Even though I picked the Chiefs over the Chargers, I felt like maybe this was Herbert's, time to shine, take that leap. And Herbert's not doing bad. Obviously he's doing good. He's still a good QB. I would still take him over a lot of these AFC QBs. I'm not going to go through who. A lot of any of these QBs actually, and NFC too. But yeah, he's just not, or the whole team's just not. I don't think they're at the potential they could be. So Chargers, and then we got the Raiders. What's going on down there, huh? You got Pete Carroll, good coach. I know it's probably gonna take a couple years to get them good again. You're not gonna be able to come in always and be good. Kind of like the Jets. Aaron Glenn. I mean, he's got 2 wins now. When they were I almost said undefeated. When they were defeated. When they were 0 and whatever. I could see maybe firing him, but I think now you got to keep Aaron Glenn. Let him. I mean, look what he's working with. Okay, he's got Justin Fields as quarterback. All right. They're selling the farm. They just sold the farm too. So they're trying to get them picks maybe. Hopefully that'll help them. So anyway, back to AFC West. Our Raiders, yeah, they need a QB. Geno Smith is, how do I say this politely? Trash. Yeah, he's trash. And I will go on record saying that I said that Geno Smith was better than Sam Darnold. Nope, not the case. Geno Smith is worse than Sam Darnold. Now, I don't think Sam Darnold is still a good QB. He's having a great year, though. He had a great year last year, too. But anyway, so Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders are my final predictions. Now, on to the seedings. Playoff seedings. We have... Well, these were my predictions in the beginning of the year. Bills, Chiefs, Ravens. What the hell? Ravens, Texans, Chargers, Broncos, Steelers. I probably should have said the seeding. Okay, number 1, Bills. Number 2, Chiefs. Number 3, Ravens. Why am I rolling my R's? Number 4, Texans. Number 5, Chargers. Number 6, Broncos. And number 7, Steelers. Sorry about that light. Okay, don't fall. Okay. So my mid-season predictions now are Colts, number 1 seed. Number 2 seed, we got the Patriots. With my fantastic writing, I would say. Broncos, the 3rd seed. Number 3 seed. Ravens, number 4 seed. Then we got the Bills. These are the wildcard teams, obviously. Bills at number 5. Chiefs at number 6. Steelers at number 7. I think the Chargers are going to fall out of the playoff race. Call me crazy. That's what's going to happen. Probably not, though. All right. So, yeah, that's what we got here. That's the AFC. Going on to the NFC. Let me go down to the NFC. NFC. All right, NFC. All right, there we go. So this is probably my worst prediction, honestly. I had NFC East. I had Commanders, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants. There hasn't been a repeat winner in the NFC East for, I don't know, how many years? Like 20 years or something. You know what? That's going to happen. I think the Eagles are going to happen. Yep. So the standings right now are Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants, Eagles, 7-2. Second place, Cowboys, 3-5. Yeah. I'm gonna go with. So yeah, I said Commanders, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants. Beginning of the season. Now I'm going Eagles, and then these last three. Who the hell knows? It's like, like I said, they got. Oh yeah, Cowboys have a tie. There we go. 3-5-1. Yeah, that messes. I hate ties. I hate ties. Get rid of the ties. Figure something out. I don't care if you have to keep going until someone scores next. I don't care. I hate ties. Flip a coin. Who cares? I freaking hate stupid ties. They just annoy me. It messes things up. Freaking tie. Anyway. So yeah, the Cowboys are 3-5-1, so they're technically. Although, no, they played one less game, too. Commanders have one more loss than them. So I'm going to go Cowboys. And then I'm going to say the Giants come in third and Commanders come in last. Listen, okay? Commanders are dealing with some injuries. But I guess I didn't realize. Yes, they had an easy schedule last year. But I thought they were a good team. Johnny Daniels is out now. Don't know how long. Don't remember. But that definitely hurts them. They have, players are injured left and right. Besides the 49ers, I think they have the most injured players. So, and I think that weak schedule last year might have favored them. I might have given them a little too much credit. So, Commanders are going to come in last. Giants, they have a new. It's not a new head coach. It's their interim head coach. Wow, I can't talk. All right, it's their interim head coach. They fired their coach. Second fire of the season. There's probably going to be more. But I think, so James Winston is starting this Sunday. Don't remember who they play. But I just think that, for some reason, I think that the Giants are going to end up being in third. Who do they play? Okay. Let's go with scores, I guess. So Commanders play the Dolphins. They could win that game, but Dolphins could also win that game. And then, who were they looking for? Oh, it's trying to thought. Oh, Giants. Yeah, that team. They play. Okay, here it is. They played the Packers. The Packers are a team that lost, and we'll get to it more, to the Browns and the Panthers. I think they could beat the Packers. Watch out. Probably won't happen, but I would not be surprised at this point. So, yeah, Giants going to come in third. Oh, hey. Go back to standings. All right, here we go. All right, go down, scroll to NFC, and here we go. Let's continue this. Yeah, here, Raiders. Okay, anyway. So, yeah. That's pretty much all I have about that. That's, besides the Eagles, that NFC least, baby. Okay. We got the NFC North next. This is a very good race. I like this This division is probably the most competitive right now. Um, Other than AFC West could be no. AFC West had okay. Let me go back. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, there's at least one bad team in those AFC teams. Let's see. Giants and that, like I said, AFC. Hey, let's go. Yeah, so I would say the NFC North is the most competitive division. Literally anyone can win this division. However, I don't think it's going to be the Vikings. So I had Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears. Hey, I think the Lions are still going to end up coming in first. I just think now Dan Campbell took over play calling. I think he's going to seem to be playing better, but we'll see. And then I have the Bears. Yeah, that's right. A team I predicted to be in fourth, is now going to come in second because Caleb Williams is actually playing pretty good this year. And Ben Johnson, pretty good. I don't think they'll be good enough to, although they are tied right now, 6-3 record. I'm still sticking with the Lions. The Bears, though, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears won. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers won. No, they might come back. Although that offense is horrible now. Their defense is what's keeping them in games. So that's my third pick. And the third in the division is going to be the Packers. Their defense is going to keep them in games. Micah Parsons, still beasting. And then we got the Vikings who, is J.J. McCarthy good? Is he not good? First he played, then they benched him, then they played him again, blah, blah, blah. I don't think they know what's going on down there. So anyway, with that, I just think the Vikings that third, even though they're 4-5, only one game behind Packers, don't think it's going to end well for them. I think they're going to end up being fourth. I think the Packers, because of their bad offense, although the defense keeps people in games, teams in games. Now I'm sticking with Packers third. So Packers are going to come in third. Basically just Lions all around are pretty good right now. Bears, Caleb Williams is playing good. Defense is pretty good, Roma Dunze, how you say his last name. His dad complained about him not getting passes, although I guess he dropped a couple passes the week he complained. And then next week he did pretty good. So maybe that's what the Bears needed. And then the Packers, like I said, defense good, offense not so good. And the Vikings are just, they're not terrible, I guess, compared to the other teams that are terrible. It's just compared to the rest of the teams in that division, unfortunately, I don't think they'll be good enough to even come in third. Sometimes divisions are like that. There's like Eagles, definitely just gonna win that easily, and then you got, like I said, there's always that one bad division and then one really good division. Some couple good divisions. So yeah, this division's good, and Vikings, you are gonna be last in the division. All right, going on to the NFC South. This one is, so the Bucks, my predictions in the beginning of the season. Why does my voice it just cracked again? All right. Don't know what that was. So in the NFC South, we got the Bucks. My early predictions were Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, Saints. Only thing that and right now their standings are Bucks, Panthers, Falcons, Saints. And that is what I have as my final. So what's switching is Panthers and Falcons. I had Falcons in second, Panthers in third. Now I'm thinking Panthers in second, Falcons in third. Don't know what's happening to the Falcons. They seemed okay in the beginning of the season. They kind of fell off. I don't know. Penix maybe isn't the guy either. I don't know. It's then the Panthers. They're on a roll lately. They're 5-5. I mean, considering where they were, that's pretty good for them. Bucks. I don't know why I'm going backwards. So the Bucks they're a good team. They've had a few injuries that kind of cost them, but I think overall, I think they might be getting Ibuka back. Egbuka, whatever the hell, however you say his name. I think he's coming back soon-ish. And still, Baker Mayfield still, I think he's kind of fallen off the MVP candidate race. Kind of fallen off. I mean, I don't think he's as in it as others. Speaking of MVP candidates, I forgot to mention Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to mention him, even though it is not. Even though it is a QB award, it seems like I think since Adrian Peterson, there hasn't been a non-QB who's won that. I think if there was going to be a chance, it would have been Barkley last season. But Jonathan Taylor is having a monster season, and he could win it. I don't know. I just don't think he's going to. I think from the AFC, I don't think Bo Nix is going to make it, though. That team's good. But I don't think Josh Allen's going to make it. But Drake May, Daniel Jones, that game, that part eliminated him. Drake May. And then I think that's it from the AFC that I could think of. The NFC has more, I think. NFC, I guess I'll just say, fuck it. NFC, I think you can get Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford. I think those are the 4 right now. Patrick Mahomes is in there. I don't know. Okay. Maybe if he comes, I know the Chiefs are going to end up doing good in the end of the season, but I don't know. I think all these QBs, like May, Sam Darnold, although Matthew Stafford didn't really do that good in the beginning of the season, I think these players that have been playing good a whole season should win MVP over Patrick Mahomes, who is just now starting to get in the groove. And yes, I understand that happens. Why does my voice keep cracking? So yeah, the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs are gonna end up being second, like I said, but I don't think Mahomes deserves MVP. Unless he has like a really great end, then maybe. But I still think it should be Drake May, Jonathan Taylor. Again, don't think he's going to win it. Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold. I think those are the 4 right now. We'll see. We'll get to this Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford matchup this weekend. So, pretty shortly, actually. NFC South, Bucks, Panthers, Falcons, Saints. Panthers, 5-5, like I said, playing better. Is Bryce Young still quarterback in there? I don't even remember if Bryce Young's still a quarterback, right? They didn't take him out. And then Falcons, Michael Penix, he's not. Bijan Robinson should be he's doing pretty good, but I feel like they could play him better, feed him the ball more. Maybe get that on track. And then the Saints, Tyler Show now is taking over for Spencer Rattler. And 2 worst quarterbacks probably in the draft. They drafted both of them. So amazing. Amazing how they passed by Shadir Sanders. I'm not saying Shadir Sanders is going to be good, but he had more potential than these 2. Which, by the way, sorry, I know I keep going back and forth. Back to the Browns. They are still sticking with Dylan Gabriel. Why aren't they going with Shadir Sanders? At this point, you might as well see what the kid's got. Go for it. What do you have to lose? They're just, I think, the Browns are just browning, I guess you would say. Anyway, so yep, NFC South, NFC. I said NFC here. Okay, NFC South, Bucks, Panthers, Falcons, Saints. Final. On to the NFC West. Yeah. So the beginning of the season, I predicted Rams, Niners, Seahawks, Cardinals. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the Rams, Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals. Look at the Rams and Seahawks have been playing. So the Rams and the Seahawks are 7-2. Then the 49ers are 6-4. Then the Cardinals are 3-6. Now, the Rams and Seahawks play this weekend. Whoever wins, obviously going to be first in the division. Then you got the 49ers, who have been playing pretty good with backups. I'm so mad the Rams lost them the first time. Happy we beat them the second time, but I still wish we would have beat them the first time. There are 2 losses we should have won. Freaking blowing that lead against the freaking Eagles, and then the Rams losing to the freaking Niners practice squad. Division games are tough, but that was no excuse. Anyway, still bugs me. Should be undefeated. Anyway, but yeah, so first I'm going to have the Rams. Listen, Puka Nacua, great. Matthew Stafford's been playing great. Devontae Adams has finally come in the last few games, although he's questionable this Sunday with oblique injury. So hopefully he'll be okay to play. It seems like he's going to play. I also just know Sean McVay likes to, he's not hiding his injury, but how bad it is, kind of I know you don't want to say he's not going to be able to, but I don't know. I just hope he doesn't get hurt again. I hope Puka Nacua can stay healthy. And then Matthew Stafford, he's got to continue doing what he's doing. I like the fact that we used our tight ends last game against the 49ers. Hopefully we can do that again against the Seahawks. And then, Kyron Williams has been pretty good. I like the fact that they used Corn more, especially at the end of the game, although they put him back in after probably figured we won, but I still don't like the fact that they put him back in later. Stay with Corum late, especially if it's somewhat close. So yeah, and their defense has been pretty good, pretty good, yeah. So the Rams are gonna come in first. That's my prediction. Second, Seahawks. Sam Darnold is playing lights out. Okay, don't know what's going on. Don't know if McDonald, the Seahawks head coach, took, film from last season of the Vikings and kind of used that, whatever. But he's going off. JSN's going off. And, DeMarcus Lawrence had 2 defensive touchdowns last. This is a tough team. This is probably your biggest matchup. Well, it's going to be 2 biggest matchups of the season. I think we're going to end up, so we split with the Niners. I think the Rams are going to end up splitting with the Niners, which we did. We're going to end up splitting with the Seahawks, so whoever wins this week can win the next game. Or whoever wins this week is going to lose the next time they play. And I think we're going to sweep the Cardinals. Haven't faced them yet. Give us 2 wins. No, I'm kidding. I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that. We should beat the Cardinals twice, though, so that should be 2 more wins. But yeah, Seahawks. I forgot to put in that. Okay. Seahawks are. Oh, 1 second. They're playing great. Like I said, they could very well come in first. We'll see what happens. But I just like the Rams. The Rams played good against Sam Darnold. Excuse me. The Rams played good against Sam Darnold last season. The Seahawks don't have a great offensive line. It's a bottom tier offensive line. I know they've been playing good all year. They've been using whatever. I haven't really been paying that much attention to them, but I know they'll be playing good with whatever they have. But I think if we can get to Sam Darnold early, get in his head like we did last year in the playoffs. Even though it's a different team, I think we got this game. Then the Niners, like I said, they are only a game behind us. The Rams and the Seahawks. They're probably going to get a few players back shortly. I think they have one player coming back. Fred Warner's out for the season. Is Bosa out for the season? I don't know. I don't know who else is out for the season, but I know they're going to start getting some of these players back who will obviously help them. Purdy is playing this weekend. Mac Jones is out. Purdy's coming in, which I think Mac Jones is pretty good. Whether it's their system, whether, he's actually, is he better than Purdy? Probably not. But it just shows that the 49ers have a good system with QBs because, they've did the same thing with Kaepernick. I know, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry, Kaepernick. Will forget that. They did it, same thing with Jimmy G. They just know how to use a QB like that and make them good, make them seem good. The Vikings did the same thing, although not doing very good with J.J. McCarthy, but still, ever since Kevin O'Connell's got the Vikings, he's been using the QBs pretty good. So, yeah, that's the Niners. I think they're going to do pretty good. Don't think they'll do as good as the Rams and Seahawks did playing lights out. But we'll see. And then the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, he's out for a little bit, or he was out last week, I guess. He might have been out week 4 too. Jacoby Brissett came in. What's his name? James Conner is out for the season. That obviously hurts. Although they don't have bad backup running backs. They're not terrible, They should be able to do decent. But, yeah, they're not against these three. Maybe they might be able to beat the 49ers this week. But I don't think so. So that's Rams, Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals are my final picks. All right. On to the NFC standings. This is okay. As I said, I was very high on the Commanders before the season. Not so much anymore. All right. So beginning of the season, I had Commanders number 1, Lions number 2, Rams number 3, Bucks 4, Eagles 5, Packers 6, Niners 7. Well, Commanders are out. I can tell you that much. Eagles are going to be number 1 seed. Listen, we've been playing. Actually, I think it's going to be Eagles, Rams. Eagles 1 seed, Rams 2 seed, Lions 3 seed, Bucks 4 seed, 5 seed Seahawks, 6 seed Bears, 7 seed Packers. That's right. There's going to be 3 NFC North teams in there. Listen, because the NFC South and the NFC East suck. Especially the NFC East without the Eagles. Listen, I think that loss to the Eagles, the Rams, going to cost the Rams. So that's why I put them as the 2 seed. The Rams still have to play the Lions. We'll see what happens. I don't know when they play them. I know they play the Bucks next week, but that's going to be a tough game as well. But, I still got the Rams over the Lions right now. I think they've been playing a little bit better. But the Lions play the Eagles this week, so who knows? Maybe the Lions can beat the Eagles. If the Lions beat the Eagles and we beat the Seahawks, we would be the current number 1 seed. So, I didn't do that. I was going to say. So the current standings now for division race playoff seedings are for the AFC. It's currently Patriots, Colts, Broncos, Steelers, Chargers, Bills, Jags. And I think people are going to get kicked out are Chargers and Jaguars. I think that's who I picked out. Yeah, because I think Ravens and Chiefs are going to end up making it. And then right now for the NFC, current seedings are number 1, Eagles, number 2, Seahawks, 3 Lions, 4 Bucks, 5 Rams, 6 Bears, 7 Packers. And I don't have. I think that's pretty much all the teams. So the first, that's 1 through 7 is right teams. I think it's going to stay that way as far as the teams wise, but I have the Rams going into 2nd, Seahawks dropping to 5th, Bucks are staying at 4, and then the Bears and the Packers are pretty much the same. So NFC is pretty similar to what I predicted. So yeah, there you have it. So there you go. And those are my midseason predictions. I'm sure they're going to be right this time. I'm sure there's not going to be any changes. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do end of the season predictions. I'll go predict the playoffs. So for my first video, I'm going to predict how the playoffs. I know my voice cracked again. How the playoffs are going to end up being throughout, and then I'm also going to do each week. I'm going to do who wins each week, like pick'ems. So I'll do if it's Eagles got to bye, so Rams versus Packers, I'll be like, okay, I'm picking the Rams this week. Yeah, and I'll do that throughout each round, the wild card, divisional, throughout conference, and then Super Bowl. So yep, that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and have a good night or day whenever you watch us. Thanks. Bye.